Hello, Loggers fans, and welcome into another edition of Meet the Loggers. My name is Nick Riddolotti from the Loggers Radio Network, and today I am joined by Loggers infielder Brandon Bednar. Brandon, first off, thanks very much for being on today.
Thank you. I appreciate the time.
And Brandon, growing up in Stuart, Florida, when did you get involved in the game of baseball? What age?
Ooh. Since I was a baby, my parents have been giving me little baseballs and footballs and stuff to play with, but really baseball, like T-ball years 4 or 5, when I started and never stopped.
And at what point did you realize that you were talented enough that you were going to be able to take your game to the next level?
I've always been one of the top guys on the teams, growing up, me and my brother playing, my dad coaching, and I knew I had a future in baseball early, but not until probably like high school and stuff when I would start getting recruited and stuff where it really hit me.
And Brandon, you were the top guy in your team your senior season. At South Fork High School, you were named the team MVP. What kind of an honor is that to be chosen as the team MVP, and how did you react?
Oh, it's a great honor, man. With all my friends and the guys, they voted, and the coaches, and it's a great honor because I know I'm respected by all the people around me. And growing up, and just to be out there with my friends back home and that I grew up with is a good honor.
A great campaign in high school, especially the senior season. What teams were going after you besides Florida Gulf Coast, Brandon?
A bunch of the Florida teams like UCF, FSU at a point, Stetson, FAU, FIU. Just some of the middle to higher ranking Florida teams, but also like Michigan at a time and Stony Brook.
And I've met your parents, Paul and Vicky, had the honor to talk to them a few times. Great people. How big of an impact did they have on your decision? And further than that, how big of an impact have they been on you in general as you grew up in the game of baseball?
They've been a major impact on me. Just growing up, just hearing the advice they have to give me, and I mean they've been wonderful. They always travel with me and always give me the edge I need to be successful.
And at Florida Gulf Coast, you've played all positions in the infield, definitely like you've been doing here with the Loggers this summer. If you could, Brandon, talk about some of the advantages of knowing each position in the infield and being familiar, but also some of the disadvantages of not being in a set spot every single day.
The advantages are that you get a feel for every position, and you get to know which one you really like and which ones you enjoy, and you get to know, like, you get to be in the shoes of every other guy on your team. When, say, I'm at third, I know how everybody feels in every other position and what their job is to do, so it makes it easier for me in whatever position I'm at. The disadvantages, my favorite position is shortstop, and I feel like I want to be over there at all times, but whatever helps the teams and wherever I'm needed, I have no arguments with that.
Now you've shown great leather in the infield, but you also have a very productive bat at the plate, and in fact started the season with the Loggers with an 8-game hitting streak. At one point this past spring at Florida Gulf Coast had a 13-game hitting streak going. Talk about if there's any pressures involved once you start getting into double digits with a hit streak. If you think about it, every time you go to the plate, maybe in the 7th inning you're 0 for 3, is there a little bit more pressure on you to extend the streak?
No, there really isn't any pressure because I won't even realize I'm on a streak until it ends and somebody actually tells me about it. But there's really no pressure when it comes to streaks and stuff like that. But you always mentally get yourself prepared the same for each game. And like Cap says, it's good to have a routine. And I feel I do that with hitting and defense.
Now, Florida Gulf Coast has been a very good spot sending players in here to the Northwoods League, specifically with the Loggers as well. You're the latest of many to come from Florida Gulf Coast. Did your coaches talk to you at all about the experience you'll have here and their impressions of the Loggers organization before you left?
It wasn't really the coaches. It was more of Mike Reeves and Harrison Cooney that were here last year. They filled me in how we get here early and work hard every day, and it's a top-notch organization, and just to be ready for a long season and be mentally prepared for it when you come in.
And maybe one of the more successful stories from Florida Gulf Coast, a guy that played right here with the Loggers, Chris Sale, all-star pitcher for the White Sox. having a great season in the running for the Cy Young. And I actually understand, I talked to your mom about it, you actually have a relationship with Chris Sale down there at Florida Gulf Coast.
Yes, I do. He'll come down there every year and throw bullpens and throw to the hitters, so it's good. Like, I always talk to him. And he left before I got there, the year before. He got drafted with the White Sox the year before I got into Gulf Coast, but I had a relationship. He actually helped recruit me with McKee and stuff. Coming into Gulf Coast. So before I went to Gulf Coast, I had communications with him, and then during the year he'll throw to us hitters, and it's good to see a live arm like that and what to expect where you want to get to and progress.
And is there any words of advice that you've gotten from Chris that have really stuck with you and you really value?
Me and him are very similar body types, like skinny wise. He said it's never really affected him that much, and he said stick with it and you'll get bigger and stronger throughout the years. So that's really what I've taken from him.
All right, good stuff there, Brandon. Now, last summer you were actually in a summer collegiate league. You played in the Cal Ripken League for the Rockville Express. Talk about your experience last summer and what you gained from playing in the summer last year.
Last year was very good. It was the first time I played out of state, really. I played in Washington, D.C., and it wasn't as long as a season as it is here. It was roughly 40 games, something like that, and not playing every day. But I mean, it was a great experience. It's always playing with different guys from around the country and stuff, and great ball players. But the competition level here is definitely a lot better than it was there, and I'm definitely learning that out now.
How have you progressed from last summer to this summer?
Major in the mental side of the game and the physical side. Mostly from the mental side, it wasn't as long as a season and playing every day, and this year is playing every day, and it's a grind out here. It wasn't really a grind out there, but I've learned a lot more from the mental side of the game.
You've been learning a lot, and it's shown in your production, Brandon. Right now you're second on the team in RBIs behind Rich Prigatano. In your opinion, what do you think it takes to consistently drive in runs in this level of competition?
Just the same approach as if nobody was on base, and just to know that you have guys behind you, even if you do fail, that you trust to get them in.
And you're also leading the team in batting average with runners in scoring position. Now, you just said it doesn't matter if there's batter, you just got to face every at bat the same as if nobody's on. Specifically with your game, what attributes do you think you hold that has allowed you to perform so well with runners on and just driving in runs?
Just the mental approach going into the box, and just knowing that I have the team behind me. I mean, I'm looking to drive them in myself, but knowing that if I fail or I could possibly get the guy over for a guy behind me to drive him in, I'm not really looking to do it myself, but just helping out the team the best I can.
Brandon, you've played everywhere in the infield, and I've asked this to the other infielders that we've had on for Meet the Loggers. In your opinion, who's got the best glove in the infield? That's the reaction everyone has right away,
yeah,
too.
I'm gonna say me.
Okay,
I'm
wow.
gonna say me, but I think Chappie has probably the best glove, but I want to say me.
You had a pretty good one last night, that diving attempt for the double play in extra innings. That was a pretty good play right there.
Appreciate
Kramer's been showing some leather lately as well.
I mean, everybody on this team has great glove. There's no one guy above the other, but we're all good in the infield. But I'm gonna say me just because I can.
Now you talk about everybody kind of carrying the load, being equals. A couple nights ago, a team effort, but a combined no-hitter. What did it feel like to be in the lineup, on the field that night, and being a part of a combined no-hitter? What are the emotions you feel when that final out is recorded and you know your guys' name is going down in Loggers history?
That was sweet because it doesn't happen often. I've never been a part of one until the other night, and that was just a really cool feeling, and knowing that the whole team put together a great day and pretty much a perfect day on defense, pitching, and hitting, where we scored 10 runs offensively, held them to 0 hits on the mound, and didn't make any errors on defense.
Did you get a chance to catch up with either Jesse Holliday or Tyler Service after the game?
I didn't really. They were busy getting interviewed and doing other things. I didn't really get to talk to them afterwards, but I congratulated them both on it.
Now, that was a good experience, absolutely. Is there a memorable experience from this summer for you personally with the Loggers, either offensively or defensively?
Yes, actually, my Grand Slam was on my host mom's birthday, and that was really cool. So I got to experience that with her, and just the no-hitter. So those are two most memorable times so far.
Brandon, if there were a Major League ball player that you feel your game most resembles, what would you say it'd be?
Ben Zobrist, because he plays all positions. He's a utility guy, and he's thin. So I mean, he's strong, but he was thin, and he's worked, and I feel I'm doing that too.
What about growing up? Who was your favorite ball player?
Growing up, it was Mark McGwire when I was really young, because he was just like the home run king. Now it's got to be Dustin Pedroia, because he's good. He's a little guy, and nobody really expected that out of him, and he's really proven everybody wrong.
Brandon, final question before we get you back onto the field. Playoffs are approaching. Just a few weeks left in the regular season. I know there's a lot of things that are coming up in the fall, getting back to school, getting settled back in, and getting back with your baseball team you play in college with. But what's the goal and the mindset right now of your teammates in terms of looking forward towards the playoffs?
Well, the goal is to win it all, and that's what we all want to do. But right now we're just playing the best baseball we can. Got to take it one game at a time. We're not really thinking about playoffs right now, but when it comes, we'll be ready for it, and we're just getting our mindset one game at a time.
All right, Loggers fans, thank you very much for tuning in to another edition of Meet the Loggers. And Brandon, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.